What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at the best meta players under 500k. So as always with these goalkeepers, I'm not going to go too much into them. We've got the icons, they are pretty standard. My favourite, of course, is always going to be Van der Sar. He's dropped down in price a tad, to be honest, a good couple of 100k, due to the fact he has now got a Thunderstruck that is just over the 500k budget. The rest of them, I feel like you could get away with. Schmeichel does have an SBC out, which, again, is somewhat of a value, but personally for me, I would always stick with an untradeable keeper. When it comes to the gold, Courtois, normally my favourite. Edison Alisson, pretty standard. Donnarumma's kind of that backup. He's on my second account, but realistically, he's not going to be the number one for very long. When it comes to informs, to stay under the highest rated, so if you want to flex, then obviously that is a special you can get. And Dudek should be out this Friday, and most definitely would be one that I'd be looking at if you are looking at a hero keeper. But when it comes to fullbacks, we've got a big list, and we are focusing on more of the higher rateds, or at least higher priced. If you want to see some lower rateds, make sure you check the videos in the playlist down below. Starting off, back at 89. The SBC has gone, but I always feature her because she is phenomenal. If there is any year in review picks or packs, definitely give them a go. And if you do manage to get her, then honestly, I would 100% pick her unless you've got like a player of the month Mbappe in there. Then we have other left backs like Zinchenko at 180. Good little chemistry bonus from him. He again isn't necessarily my favourite left back in the Prem, which I think goes to Robertson, to be honest. Robertson is just absolutely phenomenal. He was kind of like the head-on debate between him and Cancelo in many, many years. But he, again, comes back with the trailblazer that most definitely is the highest rated Prem left back, but also, I'd say, one of the better ones. If your team's looking like this, then I have the place for you. Head over to U7Buy for all your coin needs. They're cheap, fast, and reliable. But make sure to use JT11 at the checkout for 6% off all of your coin orders. If we wanted the opposite of Baka, somebody who you could actually pay for, Sakina's definitely a one to go for. 4-star, 88 rated, coming in at 406. She has got an inform as well if you wanted to go a little bit cheaper. I must admit, I probably wouldn't spend 400,000 on one card, but to be honest, again, I like to go untradeable as much as I try and say it, because naturally, it is just better value. You know full well she will drop at some point. And then we also have Theo Hernandez from the left back side. Good in form. He does now have a Dynasties card, but that is coming in at over 1 million coins, which is absolutely crazy at 88 rated. But this card would definitely do. If we move over to the right back side, then we have got Traore as an SBC currently. Very nostalgic vibes. He's got the quick step. It's going to be fantastic as a right wing back. Somebody who is going to overlap as he does have that pace. We have our first icon in the defense in Zambrotta, the beautiful 86. He's been absolutely class in pretty much most FIFAs. When he gets his inform, his special card, his campaign icon, that is normally where we start to see a very, very good shift in Zambrotta. One of the better right backs that has come out from the Dynasties, 480k for a Reece James. A stunning 88. Stats are absolutely goated. He's a 4-star, 3-star as well. I think for me, he could be one of my favourite right backs and does link with the Prem vibes as well. Cleonday is a centre-back / right back. I think with the centre-backs that we do have, I would probably suggest more of a right back position for him. I think the pace is good enough, especially if you do add that shadow to him. He most definitely is going to come in as a more expensive right back, but definitely one that has got that ability. The only thing I don't like about him is the slide tackle playstyle plus. It is what it is for him. Unfortunately, there is no change in that just yet, but it's one that I could see could work. Cancelo, standard as always. He can play the left back and the right back role, which has always been very versatile with him. And I think it's one of the things because he normally reaches such a top level, and the fact he normally, well, at least in this FIFA and the previous chemistry styles kind of thing, he can obviously play both sides, which, if you're okay with a right-footed left-back, he is absolutely class in both of them. We also then have Mazzuri from the Radioactive, another great right-back from the Bundesliga. He is a lot cheaper than the Thunderstruck Frimpong that you can get, but I must admit, whether I'd go with him over Frimpong, it would only be purely on a cost basis. We then go into the centre-backs. Started off with Virgil van Dijk. He is the staple of a centre-back. He is needed in everybody's team. He's 104,000 coins. Very, very close to dropping under that 100k, which would be absolutely nuts because you just know everybody has got him. He is just broken. Genuinely broken. Partnering him up, to be honest, I'd go with anybody in this selection. If we kind of go from top to bottom then, we have got Tomori as a lovely centre-back. We're going to go through them quite quickly as, to be honest, there isn't anything that really stands out with most of these because all of them could be put next to a Virgil, could be put as a partnership, and they would all be brilliant. It does go down to playstyle pluses, and I think Anticipate on Marquinhos is a cracking one, and to be honest, that playstyle plus features on a lot of players. When it comes to Timber, I think 170k is not bad whatsoever. If you're going for a Dynasties card, it's a decent one. Again, like Koyunde, I'm not a massive fan of the slide tackle playstyle plus. It does have its effects, but personally, I don't slide that much. So realistically, it's never going to be in use from my end anyway. We then have some of the icons. We have Sol Campbell at just shy of 400k, has the Bruiser playstyle plus, and again, he's got some decent pace, great physicals, great defending. He is very much a big centre-back that's going to just absolutely nail through somebody, and that is kind of what this card emulates, really. We then have Desai, another great one. Again, I do prefer him more in a CDM role. Naturally, what we see from the prime moments from previous FIFAs is Desai more featured into a midfield role than I do in a centre-back, but that doesn't mean to say you can't play him in both. Blanc's SBC has disappeared now, unfortunately, but you can still go and buy him, and also there is plenty of icon packs that we are available in the now and also the coming future, which would land you with a Blanc, which again is in my centre-back role now. We got him from the 87 Centurions upgrade, so it's not a bad card whatsoever. We then move back to a hero. Company is delightful. We knew full well as soon as he was announced to come out, he was going to be a centre-back like a Lucio. He's going to change up the dynamic of who do you pick. Forever it's been Virgil and Maldini, then Lucio was thrown into the mix. Now I think with Company and most definitely with his UCL hero, he's going to be throwing into the mix another version of him, which definitely could land as one of the topper centre-backs in the game. We then have Arejo, who I think is going to be incredible by the end of the game. I love the radioactive. He could play right back. He's got an inform. His gold was brilliant. He is going to be a phenomenal centre-back by the end of the game. And again, I do think this card is 100% worth it as well. Aerial playstyle plus, so I would say you should probably go with him or Virgil and then maybe have an Anticipate or a different playstyle plus at the same time. We then have Kimpembe, very nostalgic meta vibes, 86 rated from the triple threat, and also he's coming in at about 385, which is not bad. Again, I don't necessarily pay for too much, but he is a very good centre-back nonetheless. Probably a little bit less seen as previous years. We haven't really had that kind of gold era where we had months of gold cards. It's just gone in and absolutely shattered specials after specials. And just a final reminder that Thiago Silva, again, like Bakker, if you manage to get a year in review pick or pack, then obviously he is a good centre-back to go with. Anticipate playstyle plus, a great pace upgrade, as well as some phenomenal defending, and just a need of a little bit more physicality. Then we move on to some midfield then. We've got a big list. We have got the first two in Makalele and also Essien. Both of them coming in now pretty much at the same sort of price. There was a little bit of a price gap previously, but most definitely both of them are very similar in their aspects. Both of them are CDMs and will give you a very, very good head in a CDM role for that midfield. We have Abide Pele, probably not necessarily kind of the most used hero, which is crazy to think that he is only 309k now. I'm pretty sure last year his price was definitely higher by this point, and I do think with his new UCL hero coming out, it's going to mean another kind of revive for the card. We've had a lot of hero picks, and I must admit when it comes to playing with him, a cam and left mid, whether you've got them positions already or you have to move in-game to get them, then obviously you're going to be loving an Abide Pele. We have Modric as our first centre mid, properly at 313k, now 93 rated from his UCL campaign. I believe Real Madrid are through, so there is no more upgrades for him, but a 4-star, more of the passing / dribbling aspect, and does have a Travella if you really wanted to from outside the box. I think he's a good centre mid, but definitely is important to have a great partner with him. Now, De Jong, I've kind of threw in here just out of pity, really, because it was such a shame. With Barca, they should have got them 3 wins. Honestly, I don't know how they didn't. I know the first match is always key, and getting that draw really put them on the back burner to then go 3 undefeated wins. But getting 1 upgrade was nice. I just think it was such a shame that this card didn't get the full amount, because I think the price of the SBC at the time, especially with Mbappe, with now Zidane all coming out, you needed the full upgrade to make that card worth it. We then have Bonmati and Putellas, 2 very, very good centre mids. Both of them, again, coming in at high prices. 400 for Putellas, 323 for Bonmati. I would suggest with Bonmati as well, she has got a Centurions version that is exactly the same, minus like 1 defence. For me, go with the 320k version. It's 100% worth it for just a different card type. Putellas as a gold, still coming in just shy of 400, is crazy. We've seen so many gold cards drop, and the fact that she's still keeping that kind of volume of 400k is absolutely nuts. Especially the 5/5 is always going to do her well there. We have Taurum as a new Dynasties card. He's from the mini release, 403k, so he is holding a steady price at the moment. Whether he does for the rest of this promo, kind of the last couple of days from the week, but I do think, again, a very solid centre mid, great stats throughout, and a potential for a later evolution if you was to get this guy on tradable, which I think is the big thing that I'm waiting for when it comes to these sorts of cards, where he's not got 90 pace, he's not got 90 defending, so there is a potential at some point to throw him into an evolutions to make him that 89, 90 rated, which would be absolutely brilliant. Valverde still taking the game by storm again. This kind of is a little bit under his radioactive card, which is, again, still so priced, it's crazy. But a 3-star, 4-star with 89 pace on the base is crazy. He is absolutely criminal in this game, and I'm hoping we do see a juicy team of the season for him. Into the top 2 spots, we have Balak's SBC. Maybe not necessarily my favourite icon in the game, but most definitely an icon that you can grind out and can really help a midfield if you've not necessarily got any sort of top end from an SBC at this moment. And then Bellingham is Bellingham. He's got himself a technical playstyle plus, which again isn't my favorite. The player of the month has disappeared now, but like I said with previous videos, he has got the chance to definitely get more upgrades. I don't know if he's coming in the team of the group stage. I could imagine he probably is, due to the fact he wasn't in Dynasties, which I think is kind of obvious one, really, because if he's not in Dynasties when him and his brother are absolutely ripping it up, or at least he is, I don't know about Joe, but Bellingham is definitely playing for both of them at the minute, so it just shows me he's got to be in that team of the group stage. Now, there's a lot of wingers in the game, and most definitely, the higher the price, the better you get. I think that is a pretty safe argument to make, and I must admit we're in now a point where 500k does get you some nice cards. If we start off on the bottom tier then, Dembele, 5-star, 5-star, always been brilliant. I've loved his gold from the start, his inform, his road to the final or road to the knockout. Absolutely brilliant card, and hopefully continues to get them upgrades. We now have Saka at a 91, which I believe is his final upgrade. Let me know down below if it isn't, because if he gets a 92, that card's going to be absolutely delicious. He's a 4-4. He's got great stats throughout when it comes to the attacking element. And I do think he is one of them cards that if you manage to get very early on, you're absolutely reaping the rewards right now. Figo, an interesting one to say the least, because I do think he can play that sort of cam role, which is always nice. But if you didn't have that cam role, he still has got a wonderful card for a right wing. I believe he has got a Thunderstruck now as well, which is just over the amount of 500, because this is 308. I can imagine a 1-2 upgrade is still going to get him that little bit above the price, but he's definitely one worth looking at if you've got from an icon pack. We have Neymar as kind of one of the only golds bar from Hansen in this team. 80,000 coins now, which is absolutely nuts to say that Messi, Neymar and Ronaldo gold cards are all under 100k, and you could probably buy all 3 of them for about 200k. I didn't think I'd see the day playing again in FIFA 10, FIFA 13, whenever all three of them were in the game, but a phenomenal card nonetheless, still a 5-5. We then have Fatty, who unfortunately has now taken out my evolutions. I want to say my evolutions is 85, but we've now got an 86 Fatty at 4-star, 4-star, incredible amounts of pace. Trickster's not necessarily my number one go-to playstyle plus, but most definitely is still got its uses going down the wing. We have got a cheaper option with Perisic. I thought his pace was absolutely brilliant when we used him down a wing. He's just so quick. His acceleration just takes him to that next level. He's got the 4-star, 5-star as well, which adds extra value to him. Aerial plus, again, I tried to utilize it in the review, but he's not going to header. I don't cross the ball to the back post, and if I do, he tends to get the volley anyway. We then have Hansen as, again, like Putellas, coming in at 450,000, which again is nuts for a gold card. When I think it's Putellas, maybe Vinny now as well, obviously Mbappe, and then also Hansen as the most expensive gold card still to this day. There is a reason. There is no reason. There is always got to be a reason why a card keeps a value, especially a gold with multiple specials. But again, she again is just nuts. Trickster, which again you can make work. Joe Cole, 325k, 88 rated, 4-star, 4-star. I think with him, he's kind of a love him or hate him sort of card. I've never been a massive fan from previous campaigns with him, but I must admit in this year's one, we had a few loans with him due to the fact that we had multiple loans throughout the promo, and he definitely did well. He's not necessarily my number one. I'd go and buy this card 100% and you'll love him. But he's got the playstyle plus. He's got the pace, the dribbling, the passing. You add a chemistry style for the shooting. I can't see why not. We then move on to the left with Son. If you haven't finished his player of the month from 2 months ago, then obviously you have got an inform that is only 330k. And for a card that can play left wing or striker with obviously the finesse shot plus, yes, maybe before it would have been a little bit better. Now, unfortunately, it has been patched that bit, which has kind of killed it off a little bit, to be honest. You still can get a very good card nonetheless. Chiesa coming in cheaper again at 180, another kind of left wing from the Serie A that really kind of benefits with that pace going down the wing. He doesn't necessarily have my favourite stats across the board, but he still is a brilliant left mid or left wing if you really wanted one. But then we have Salah, 91 rated, 512k, just a bit over, so don't shoot me for that one, but I thought a 91 compared to his 90 is always better, and an extra 12k is 12k. More than likely we will see that drop a little bit, but I do think he's very much like Son. He has got that finesse shot plus, which was a massive progress for him. You had Son, you had Griezmann, you had Salah, all player of the months, all finesse shot plus, and then they patch it, which is a shame. So if you have spent all that coins on him, then I don't think it's necessarily wasted, as I still do think he is a very vital player in that right wing role. Then we have the strikers. I just wanted to put in Haaland because realistically, if you've played before the 1st of November, which if you are an avid FIFA player, you more than likely have done at least one game prior to November, and most definitely, they rewarded us with quite an actual decent card. I thought when we saw it, it was just going to be one of them history maker cards you could put in the club, but actually if you've not got a top striker yet, or at least anybody with decent in-games, they've given you a pretty decent one nonetheless. 87 Haaland is actually pretty good. We then also have Torres, who's dropped down in price, 300,000 coins and under. A brilliant striker. If you've used him before, again, the finesse shot plus unfortunately is nerfed, but he still is a brilliant goal scorer. Raul, very similar. I must admit, Raul definitely lost a lot of price when the finesse shot went, because I do think that was probably his main attribute when it comes to shooting. Still can definitely finish, but you've lost that kind of shoot from anywhere with finesse with him. We also then have Smith and also Gerd Muller, both of them coming in at 430 and 460. And I do think when it comes to Gerd Muller, he is, again, another kind of branching top icon. He's not necessarily your Puskás or Cruyff level, but he's definitely only just under there. With Smith, again, I think for her, she's got that dead ball playstyle plus, which is nice. It's not necessarily my go-to with her, but a 4-star, 4-star, some great pace, and also some great shooting. If we move back down to a Trailblazer Griezmann, 290 390, and it kind of now benefits where they were going with the Trivela Plus with him. He does have the finesse on his normal card, so we always thought, well, that's going to be the best playstyle plus until they nerfed it. So Trivela actually works in his favour, as I really like Griezmann's left stick dribbling. We also have Voler, a brilliant hero striker. The kind of only one that really compares for me is going to be a Di Natale, and I know the price difference is absolutely massive, but Voler, even without the 4-star skills, is a top hero card. CR7, 373k for an 88. He will eventually get more of an upgrade to that 90 plus. I just can imagine it very, very soon. And again, when it comes to it, Trivela Plus, not the worst in the world. Add a little hunter onto him, and you've got yourself a solid striker. And then we have the top of the top in terms of this category. We have Sammy Kerr from obviously the Radioactive promo. Unfortunately, only a 1 upgrade from her gold, which I believe they should have went with the 2 upgrade at the minimum. So you could argue between the fact of obviously going with her normal gold. The only thing that the Radioactive brings, which is always nice, is going to be that chemistry style boost. We have Kolo Muani with his first set of informs or upgrades, in fact, from obviously the FC Pro Open. 500,000 for him, and most definitely was a staple when it comes to the gold strikers. He was absolutely brilliant as his gold value, and now we've got an upgraded. Again, hopefully, we do see him carry this on throughout the year as a 4-4, great pace, huge height, as well as then the shooting, phenomenal. And then João Pedro, one that I'd never thought I would see at 500k. We got him on the second account, first week in, promo packs from Champs Rewards at 86 rated. Now they've gone all the way to the 89. He is absolutely brilliant.